Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Be Determined. This is the first video that I'm making with 1,000 subs, so thank you guys so much for 1K subs. This is such a big deal. I'm so happy with the growth the channel has seen recently, and it's all thanks to you guys. And don't worry, the 1K sub special is coming very soon. I just didn't think we would hit it this fast, so it's not along quite yet. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. As exciting as it is, we've got another exciting topic, which is a new update. This update is called the Chili Peppers update, and it added chili peppers to the game. This is a brand new collection to Inferno Minions, and we're going to go over all the new items in the collection. And I will be doing another video on everything in the update, but right now we're going to focus on this specifically. So if you want to see that video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, get us closer to 2K subs, and let's jump into the video. Alright, so one of the big parts of this update is that you only need 10 minions down now to be able to get your maximum minion perks. So if we go down here and click on one of my Inferno minions, you can see each Inferno minion increases the speed of all Inferno minions by 18% up to 180%. It used to be increased by 6% without a cap, and now it's 180%. So I had 29 minion slots, so I would put down all 29 as Inferno minions, and I'd get up to like 174%. So now with this update, I get 6% more speed, and I only have to have 10 minions down. So that is a really big buff. But we've got our new chili pepper that drops from these guys while they have hypergolic gabagool fuel, which I just put in one of those. And I did drop a chili pepper a couple minutes ago, so that unlocked the collection for us. So if you go to your collections and go to combat collection, the chili pepper is now in here. The first item that is on the chili pepper list, there's 9 in total. The first one is the Reheated Gummy Polar Bear, which grants the smoldering polarization effect, which grants plus 10% combat XP from blazes and pacifies nearby blazes while fighting Inferno Demon Lord. Basically, this item is a major buff to fighting blazes, period. You get more combat XP from them, and especially while you're fighting Inferno Demon Lords, that's going to be huge because now you don't have to use the grappling ability to pull the last blaze all the way up to the top of the Crimson Isle. So the strategy used to be you would fight the smoldering blazes down here in the smoldering tomb, and when you got down to one spawn left, you would use your moody grapple shot, and you'd have to pull the blaze all the way up to the top up here every single time and get ready to fight it, just so that you wouldn't get killed by the other smoldering blazes because they are super strong. But now, thanks to this drop, you can get immunity to Inferno Demon Lords. It lasts for an hour. It's crafted with 4 chili peppers, which are going for a pretty expensive price of 172,000 right now. But 4 enchanted snow blocks, 4 enchanted slime balls, pretty cheap. Just the chili peppers are a little expensive for only an hour of the boost, but this gets a major buff, which you'll see in a minute. The next item is sulfuric coal, which we already had a recipe for, but the new recipe adds in chili peppers around the side, and it crafts 12 instead of the old recipe, which is made with 1 enchanted sulfur and 16 enchanted coal. So if we go ahead and buy all the enchanted coal real quick, you can see that this would only make 4. So we get 4 sulfuric coal from that. Whereas if you add the chili peppers around the side, then you can get 12. So it triples it, but not worth it. That's not what you want to use these on, considering that you only get 5 to 30 from 1 minion. That's what they said on the patch notes. It's only been like 6 hours, so nobody really knows yet. But these things are super rare right now, super expensive. But let's move on to the next collection, which is at level 3. 75 chili peppers. You can craft Capsaicin eye drops. Right click on an Inferno minion with this item to boost its chances of creating unique drops from hypergolic fuel by 30% for 24 hours. This thing is insane. This is gonna buff so many drops. You're gonna get more vertexes. You're gonna get more chili peppers, not to mention apexes. So this is gonna be super huge for buffing your minions. It only costs 4 chili peppers, 4 stacks of enchanted carrots, and a water hydra head. Super duper cheap, super duper worth it. I was very tempted to buy one to put on these minions, but it is like 4 mil right now. If we go on the AH, okay, they're actually 10 mil, so they're very expensive, so I'm not gonna buy one. But when I get the collection, I'm gonna be spending a lot of my chili peppers on that. Next up, we have our first enchanted book of this collection. Cayenne grants 0.8 health per digit in your magical power. Apply cost 91 XP levels. So if you have over 100 magical power, which most people who unlock this recipe will, then you're going to get 2.4 health for this book. Once you upgrade it to level 5, you get 1 health per digit, so it'll be 3 instead of 2.4. But if you have over 1,000 magical power, then it's going to be 3.2 and 4 health. If we go over to our enchanting recipes, you can see it's not in the enchanting recipes table yet, and it's actually not on the wiki either, so I'm not really sure what this goes on. Hopefully it goes on all armor pieces, but we're not going to know until somebody hits 1,000 collection, which will probably be at least a few days. But hopefully it goes on all armor pieces. But if that's the case, to max out your armor, you're going to have to pay 32 chili peppers for each armor, 4 enchanted iron blocks, and a wooden singularity. So that increases hypermaxing to a whole nother step. So that's fun. But next up, we have the stuffed chili pepper, which is basically just the enchanted version of chili peppers. It costs 160 to make one. But you know what that means. We're going to have something that uses these. And our next recipe does just that. The jalapeno book is used on deployables, which you can see my Manaflux power orb is now classified as a rare deployable. And on overfluxes, you get 5 crit damage and 1 crit chance. So I assume it's the same on all of them, just like hot potato books. It doesn't matter what rarity your item is. It's probably the same, but you can only apply one of these, and it costs 1 stuffed chili pepper and 3 enchanted paper. Next up, we have the brand new ultimate enchant. This thing is insane. Habanero tactic level 4 actually goes up to level 5 if you craft 2 of these and put them together. But you heal 6% more from wand, deal 4% damage with axes, scythes, daggers, and katanas without smoldering polarization. You have negative 15% magic find. So the smoldering polarization is that ability that you get from the reheated gummy polar bears. So if you want to be not having negative magic find, you're going to want to have one of those things active at all hours that you're playing, which is a lot of hours, especially considering you'll be investing the chili peppers, which you won't be able to use to craft more of these books, because these things are insanely expensive. It costs 32 stuffed chili peppers to make one of these books, which honestly I do think will be very meta. If you're doing something where magic find doesn't matter, then this will increase your damage by a ridiculous amount. But you need 5,120 of these regular chili peppers to make one tier 4 book. That means you need over 10,000 to make a tier 5. The other items on here are pretty cheap compared to the stuffed chili peppers, but like still, that is ridiculously expensive. And on top of that, you have to have 10k collection to unlock this book. So it's gonna be a few weeks until somebody unlocks this. Might even be months. But that brings us to the final item on the collection, which is Tabasco level 2. Tabasco level 2 grants 2 weapon damage if you don't have a dragon pet equipped. So I'm really not sure how I feel about this one. It's unlocked at 20,000 chili peppers. It's bad if you're not having a dragon pet equipped, so it's really only going to be good for like Blaze Slayer as far as I can tell, because Wisp pet got majorly buffed. We'll go over that in the next video. But it only costs 32 chili peppers and 3 Kuja teeth, so it's pretty cheap to craft, and I'm gonna guess you can upgrade it to at least level 3, but again, we won't know for a few months. But that's really the main place that I see this working out. And for people who of course don't have Ender Dragon or Golden Dragon, it's gonna be really good for them. But if you're at the point in the game where you have 20,000 chili peppers, you should have at least an Ender Dragon pet, I would assume. Granted, people will be selling this on the auction house, but a lot of those people are gonna overprice it majorly because no one is gonna have this collection for a very, very long time. Granted, it is only 3 extra weapon damage, but a lot of people are gonna just see that as an extra hot potato book and a half, which is really what it is. But the main thing that I could see it being useful for is 1 for all weapons, but it is an enchant, so you can't put it on an OFA weapon. So I'm really not sure how in the meta this item is going to be. Very strange to make it such a cheap craft, but to have such a high collection cost. But let me know what you guys think about this update down below. Again, I'm going to go over all the things that they added in tomorrow's video or whenever the next video I upload is. But to celebrate 1,000 subs, I'm actually going on vacation next week, so I won't be uploading as often for the next week or so. So fingers crossed Tubnet doesn't come out until I get back. But I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. God bless.